The initial launch of No Man's Sky in the PS4 was a point of contention. Now, while some had quite a bit of fun with the original version back in 2016, it was hard to overlook the promised features for the game that were missing. Of course, over the years, Hello Games has worked hard to live up to the promises that were made from the outset, and now the game is in a better state than what was originally thought possible. With the game being such a technical marvel, it was thought that it just wouldn't be possible on the Switch, but here we are. No Man's Sky is on the Switch. It's still fun, but does Nintendo's hardware hold the game back? Let's take a look. Danny from the Famicast here. If you're new to the channel, please be sure to subscribe and turn on those notifications. Sound off in the comments down below, and we may read it out on our bi-weekly show called the Famicast. Today, though, we're taking a look at the Switch version of No Man's Sky in this review. Now, from the start, there are three main different modes of play for No Man's Sky on the Switch. Now, of course, you can start the game in normal mode, or you can opt to play the relaxed or creative modes. Now, the latter modes offer kind of like a more casual style of play with less emphasis on gathering items and basically more of a focus on exploration and just basically letting you get off to your adventure just right off the bat, right from the start. Now, other things, such as playing with permadeath and a couple of other options like this, these are also on offer here. Now, not only that, but all of the past updates that have hit the game over the years are in this version of the game as well. The only thing missing from the Nintendo Switch version at the moment is online multiplayer. It's currently unclear if this is going to come to this version of the game at some point down the road. Yeah, so we don't know about that as of right now. So if you're looking to actually play online with friends, you're probably better off playing No Man's Sky elsewhere. Now, for the purpose of this review, I spent most of my time playing in normal mode on the Switch. However, I did try out relaxed mode on my Xbox Series S just to kind of see a couple of things, how it worked, or how it looked and played on Xbox, and also just to see more about this mode. Now, I can see how the grind of gathering materials and meticulously searching for specific elements can be a bit annoying for some people out there. Personally, I enjoy the gameplay loop that you'll find in normal mode and all that stuff. However, I think having these extra options is a great way to allow more people to get into the game. You know, when it just boils down to it, though, No Man's Sky is what you make of it when it comes to the story. Now, you can follow main story missions here, side missions, talk to a variety of aliens, and more. Or you could just ignore everything and go exploring. There's like an endless amount of content and tons of places to see. I mean, you honestly probably can't visit them all in like a literal lifetime. Simply put, the game is packed to the gills with things to do. No Man's Sky will primarily have players traverse planets and the galaxy both on foot and via their trusty spaceship. Now, you'll be tasked with scanning animals and plant life, gathering materials, and crafting, all this stuff while you're on the planet. You also have to maintain oxygen levels, environmental hazards like heat, cold, stuff like that, and more while you're on foot. Now, while flying, you have to keep an eye on your fuel, shields, threat of pirates, all sorts of stuff like that. I mean, there's really also a lot to do when it comes to customization here as well. I mean, you can upgrade your suit, you can upgrade your ship, your mining laser, all this type of stuff, which is pretty cool. Another element that I really didn't get into myself is the ability to create a variety of like buildings and bases and stuff like that. I kind of went through the initial tutorial stuff. It's not hard, it's just not something I'm interested in, but it's there if that's what you kind of want to do. It can be a little bit overwhelming, but if you take it like a step at a time, I think you can get through it. Now, the controls feel pretty nice here overall. While I do think combat can be a little bit underwhelming, especially like on foot, it's important to note that exploration is the main focus of the game, with fighting kind of being more of an optional aspect, in my opinion. Now, with that in mind, I think it's fine overall, control-wise and stuff like that. Of course, this might even go without saying, but if this gameplay loop doesn't grab you, kind of like what I mentioned earlier, you know, getting materials, finding stuff to fuel your ship, you know, get better things and all that type of stuff, if that's something that doesn't sound appealing to you, that is probably not going to change much over time, so keep that in mind before you throw down. On the other hand, though, if you dig it, if you really like that gameplay loop, I think there's a lot to go through in this game, and you'll really enjoy it. Scaled back is probably what can best describe what you'll get with No Man's Sky on the Switch. Now, that's not to say that what was accomplished on the Switch should be scoffed at, not at all, but I still do think it would be disingenuous to overlook this aspect of the game. Now, some of the things I've noticed, and you've probably noticed through some of the video footage here, textures tend to be a little bit flat. As you can kind of see, there's a ton of pop-in when you're zooming across planets here too, often with assets kind of bouncing into frame. I mean, there's a lot of other things that you could kind of notice. here. Even so, I think the game does run at a pretty consistent frame rate, so that's a plus. Now, Digital Foundry did a pretty comprehensive breakdown of the game when it comes to the visuals and resolution and all that type of stuff, so you should probably check that out if you want to see what those guys think about it. If you can't be bothered to check that out, I have some just basic stuff here in terms of like resolution and stuff like that. But what they found was in docked mode, the game runs at 1152 by 648, again in docked, and in handheld it runs at 896 by 504. So yeah, that's not great, but it is what it is. You know, honestly, I played quite a bit of the game in both docked and handheld, maybe about like a 50-50 split or something like that. And yes, of course, the Switch version of the game isn't a looker, but at the same time, it is a little bit tougher to notice these visual deficiencies when you're playing in handheld mode, thanks to the smaller screen. Of course, again, once blown up on the big screen, you will notice them quite a bit more. You know, overall, it's nice to be able to have No Man's Sky on Nintendo system, just for the fact that you can play it on the TV or on handheld. That's nice. But yeah, if visuals are something that you're really looking for with No Man's Sky, this is probably not the version for you. While No Man's Sky on the Switch isn't the place to play the game, again, if you're looking for visual fidelity, the version on Nintendo's hardware is actually pretty good. The gameplay loop is fun, and the mechanics are tight and easy to get used to. Playing in handheld mode is also a bonus here too, although you will notice a hit on the game when it comes to visual fidelity. Still, if you want a way to play the game both on your TV and on the go on the same system, you can't go wrong here. Now, as always, thank you guys so much for checking out this video. If you like what you see, please feel free to drop this video a like. If you're new to the channel, please be sure to subscribe. We've got tons of podcasts, video reviews, looks at Japanese games, and a whole lot more. Again, this is Danny from the Famicast. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you later.